bedi dwuma bia wo hanoma metua free mu straight.
Hey, baby a lolicash app nedru no.
They say wo dollars no egu wallet mu. Enso wo twade wa Ghana hanoma a. Ense Mercedes.
Sa pepepe. Ti se me kwa abrochira, me sika ni nyina no me lodi gu me lolicash account no so. Abrochira baby a me wo bia no, ade bia me pe bia metimi to. Na app no a convert sika no, akọ country ni sika no so. Na me de adi medwuma.
Inti America, Canada, and Europe countries na lolicash app no so no. Sa
app na ngasa be convert akọ say American dollar, say Canadian dollar, say India for sika e bia app no convert mami. Enti transaction is simple kra.
Lolicash app no guy papa. Account na sika no term sa no entetew.
Debi lolicash account there. Ye ntew sa de ebi no mo ye no. Ulo di atwumu a bibia animu no ne ati bibi kakra. Mi be wie no ma send bi aba mo mu. Na me de akonta so de akona account mu ama no.
Thank you.
Account hold my ink in ko. Eti obia and download the Lolicash app no e wo Google ana Apple Store. Number 1 start and send sika and mama busha for mo na for no e wa mo no ne bia Lolicash
24/7 send sika. Abna good news we abo.
Enu nti wunye ntu kwan na na.
She enu kra na ebe ma kwantu no aye simple kra.
Sa
ani wonim na me hwehwe app bia ebetumi amama send you sika straight into wallet. Abra even wo momo wallet ne krampo anya adwuma.
Okay.
Na sounds ye fast. Na eye available e we nkro bi te se Canada, India, UK and Ghana hampo. Wonim se de be ya metumi asend you sika semtu kwan na.
Na me ameni account or bank bi eye. Me momo no so nya adwuma o.
Hwe sister, dia konta e pa kire nyina ne say with Lolicash app no se wo momo ana wo bank account se wo ndi bie emu bia mpo no wo betumi asend sika asa receive sika from Ghana ha to amonone simple
Lolicash.
Ane Lolicash is secure and convenient. Ewa QR code it wotumi use e de send sika abra ehu hia say afna be ka will be phone numbers any bank account number bia wotumi so e send sika from Lolicash account e de call bank account bia mu e wo bia safna be bia
akonta udi fuda se pa one man say na simple grammar me
master dia de no
ampa
enti obia and download the Lolicash app no e wo Google ana Apple Store. Number 1 start and send sika and mama busha for mo na for no e wa mo no ne ba bia
Na mo spell mami
LOLLICASH
Lolicash
24/7 send sika.
Akuntanio ko hey boga one na hey Mr. Fafa bag kuntabia ma anwari de so boto amu yi
Me di sika ni nyina egu Lolicash account no so.
oh ye jude
Me be spread mo mamu zero. Me be anya afa na me ha me ho $100 bebre egu me bag mu na yakobisa me se sika me de koye den ma load ni nyina egu me Lolicash account ni mu.
That's right.
Enti se me ba bedi dwuma bia wo hanoma metua free mu straight.
Hey, baby a lolicash app nedru no.
They say wo dollars no egu wallet mu enso wo twade wa Ghana hanoma a ense Mercedes.
Sa pepepe. Ti se me kwa abrochira, me sika ni nyina no me load gu me Lolicash account no so. Abrochira baby a me wo bia no, ade bia me pe bia metimi to. Na app no a convert sika no akọ country ni sika no so. Na me de adi medwuma.
Inti America, Canada, and Europe countries na lolicash app no so no. Sa
app na ngasa be convert akọ say American dollar, say Canadian dollar, say India for sika e bia app no convert mami. Enti transaction is simple kra.
Lolicash app no guy papa. Account na sika no term sa no entetew.
Debi Lolicash account there. Ye ntew sa de ebi no mo ye no. Ulo di atwumu a bibia animu no ne ati bibi kakra. Mi be wie no ma send bi aba mo mu. Na me de akonta so de akona account mu ama no.
thank you.
Account hold my ink in ko. Eti obia and download the Lolicash app no e wo Google ana Apple Store. Number 1 start and send sika and mama busha for mo na for no e wa mo no ne ba bia Lolicash
24/7 send sika. Abna good news we abo.
Enu nti wunye ntu kwan na na.
She enu kra na ebe ma kwantu no aye simple kra.
Sa
Ani wonim na me hwehwe app bia ebetumi amama send you sika straight into wallet. Abra even wo momo wallet ne krampo anya adwuma.
okay.
Na sounds ye fast. Na eye available e we nkro bi te se Canada, India, UK and Ghana hampo. Wonim se de be ya metumi asend you sika semtu kwan na.
Na me ameni account or bank bi eye. Me Momo no so nya adwuma o.
Hwɛ sister, dia konta ɛpa kyerɛ nyina ne sɛ with Lolly Cash app no sɛ wo momo ana wo bank account sɛ wo ni bie emu bie ampo no wo betumi asend sika asa receive sika from Ghana ha to amonone simple.
Lolly Cash.
Ane Lolly Cash ɛyɛ secure and convenient. Ɛwɔ QR code etutumi use ɛde send sika abra ɛho hia sɛ afna bɛka aka obi phone numbers ɛne bank account number bia. Wotumi so ɛsend sika from Lolly Cash account ɛde kɔ bank account bia mu ɛwɔ wiasa fana bia.
Akonta wudi fuda se pa. One man say na simple grammar me.
Master di ade no.
Ampa.
Enti obia and download the Lolly Cash app no ɛwɔ Google ana Apple Store. Number one start and send sika and mama busua for mo na for no ɛwɔ amonone bia.
Na mo spell mami
LOLLICASH.
Lolly Cash
24/7. Send sika.
abusuafo yɛda obi biara se ɛnɛ nso yɛ ɛda foforɔ yɛba abɛdi nkɔmmɔ Lolly Cash ɛyɛ dwumakuo bi a ɔmo gu so ɛbɔ yɛn ho dɔm ɔmo gu so ɛdi yɛkyi ɛsupport yɛn wɔ nneɛma a yɛyɛ biara ho nti no deɛ ɛdi kan yɛbɛda Lolly Cash fo ase sɛ they keep on supporting us and pushing what we intend to do to help our community. And so no yeba bedi nkomo foforo. And yeba bedi nkomo afa senye sika honsam esitie. Most of the time no yenim sika yemu bebre sika nti na yenam Obia pesca to secure one or two things for themselves. Abrabomu sika na ye niema bebre obi kurapo beka say sika na ye ade nyina. But it is very important say we will understand how money works. If we understand how money works, it makes it easier for us to understand things that makes money help us to be successful. Tienano, yenka unse ye juma die no ne fapem ni nyina ade baako say with knowledge ayewo no enim die ayewo no ebetumi aboa yen ama yetumi ayeden enya tumi, right? Enti se enya sa tumi no wi a ebesan so aboa yen ama yenyini. Enti no na your program yi ade da bia ye kan say your knowledge, your power and your growth. Very simple. Ade miensa. Unya nyansa ni nimdie na etumi boawo ema oye den utumi nya tumi. Na with the tumi no so no eboawo ema utumi ye den etumi nya enyini ewo wasetena mu. So your knowledge determines your power and also it helps determines your growth. It's no ene ade a yeba beka ho asem no very simple. How money works. Send your sika den esi ye adwuma sifa. Impembe bre no send your sika ese Lolly Cash for na eso ya se no. Lolly Cash app no eboa ma utumi send sika ewo America ha. Esanso tumi send sika e de coffee. Enti no sorry church institutions mutumi use Lolly Cash e de gem offering e de gem collection e de je mo tithe and offering bibia. At the same time so no tumi use Lolly Cash we event organizer and as event planner. Lolly Cash wo feature be a twin boa for ticketing. You hear other ticket platforms now. Almost charge a huge amount of money. But with Lolly Cash, the charges now other platform no charge way lower than that. And then it gives you opportunity to run your event very easily and successfully. Yeah, Lolly Cash will run it multiple events and are very, very successful. With our artificial intelligence system, it helps you do that. Event organizers, this is a platform you can use for your ticketing. Now, individual people who will Chrome her and as who will fear Ghana or Canada to me use Lollycash app no the transfer sika the receive sika. Now you a commercial breaker you be bought Lollycash for $100 kakra. Beneno ye twin ya adwene si bibi so. Ye kwakwose new week mu no. Eya na mpem bebre o say ti ase say yenya understanding of ade efre sika. Yenim se nkrofo bebre ewo a whole lot of concept, doctrine, any information at the fa sikasem ho, which is good. Na wo mu no a o prisika no anamuntu obe na wo yeden wo tu afa sikana o pre no. Nti enano we will go a little bit, we will take this segment in kakra. We will try to explain things in one way or the other. Ama yenyina ati ase. Eye adwenkyere, eye nimdie, ena eye ade a yen community ni mu no as Ghanaians no yehia. Uhwemu a many years back and up to now no. Ade a omuma obi awo ne ba okakire no ne say bomode na ko school. Ati ase. Bomode na ko school, which is good. Na se uko school no wi a bomode so na yeden suade na uwia watumi anya adwuma aye, which is not bad at all, because you are encouraging Obano to pursue something in his life or her life. It's not Friday you can be about career, and then we are focusing on about money. Adia yenye hu ade ne say nkwara no nyini no, we don't tell them how money works. Reason why we don't tell them how money works is because yemu no krampo no yemu bi yenti se ne sika esi eye adwuma esi fa ase. Enti no mpembe bre no bi hia yenimu ane se ye bekọ adwuma aba na obi adom yen atua eka na bosom no so a ana se na watumi no so a, depending on the type of work I will no emre no so a ya yeden yama obi ama what me ayeden e dia ye dia ode. But if this is why we exist, then there's a problem. The reason being that sani sika hu sam ene niema esitie no, se yanhwe ni yi a ye beye adwuma a yenkwa na nyina no ye adwuma no e dia ma obi ana yenkwa na nyina no ye adwuma no e dia support obi. Now before say be dive in, ye mo Lollycash ho dwumadie no ho information kakra na entumi moayen eme hu se dia niema Lollycash etumi ye na free ho no ye din komo no yi
Akuntanio ko boga one na start for bag kuntabia ma anware de shobo to amu yi
me di sika ni nyina egu Lollycash account no so.
oh ye juodi
Me be spread mu mamu zero. Me be anya afa na me ha me $100 bebre egu me bag mu na yakobisa me sika me de koye den ma load ni nyina egu me Lollycash account ni mu.
That's right.
Enti sa me ba be di dwuma bia wo hanom a me tua free mu straight.
Hey, baby, a Lollycash app nedru no.
They just say what dollars no egu wallet mu enso otwa de wa Ghana hanom a ensese besides
Sa pepepe. Si se me kwa abrochira me sika ni nyina no me load gu me Lollycash account no so. Abrochira baby a me wo bia no, ade bia me pe bia me timi to. Na app no a convert sika no akọ country ni sika no so. Na me de adu me dwuma.
Inti America, Canada, and Europe countries now. Lollycash app no also no.
Sa app na ngasa be convert akọ say American dollar, say Canadian dollar, say India for sika e bia app no convert mami. Enti transaction is simple kra.
Lollycash app no eye guy pa akont na edisika no etemu sa no entetew
Debi Lollycash account there. Yentew say de ebi no mo ye no. Ulo di atwumu a bibia animu no ne ati bibi kakra. Me be wie no ma send bia ba mo mu. Na me de akontan so de akona account mu ama no.
akont hold my ink in ko Eti obia and download the Lolicash app no. Ewo Google ana Apple Store. Number start and send sika and mama busha for them na for them. Ewa monone baby Lolicash
24/7 send sika.
All right. It's senior na ye di kan air canon. It is very important, sir. You better see how money works. And anema a first sikasem how it works. So you better dive more into it, I was saying, how did we even get here in the first place? All right. What caused us to get to Mpempenswai away? What are we missing? Is there anything that we can do to change situations? Right? So let us dive a little bit more into the whole process of Sikasem Nyaman. So here more. Obi biara ni ho a obetumi aye obi adwuma for very, very, very long time. Na watumi aye financially independent. What does that mean? Say, oh sorry na each and every day biano obi na etua o car. Your livelihood, things that you do, and then the way you live your life is being controlled by that person. I know we have to have that understanding. Say, the way and manner, the source of your income, no a free ban. And the type of lifestyle, and I say, near my obey to me, I. Now, say if you want, we break about wealth management and near my to me to be able to generate income. But at the back one, I am very disappointed. They say, you move a you go school, you kusiani ma bebre, a jihun degree, a near bebre. But they don't teach us about sika. Adi omu train na so that we come up and you school na ye beba ye juma ye no. At the end ye share juma ye ni na say ye benye sika. But I'm wondering how that money works. Ushemwa, in the late 1913, thereabout areas in Mohono, the main way of transactions, was using commodities, right? So at the end of the day, maybe you'll be on gold, not the exchange amount for something else, so that you have control over that particular thing now. Nipano di amount in exchange of San and Etia. And then the Federal Reserve and the government and all those entities came into an existence. Say, now let's push everything to be in the fiat form. The fiat form, say, at the end of the day, Sika and say cash becomes the only commodity to define the obetmienya. Any other thing be obenya unless it's converted into cash, it doesn't have that support and that trust. So the federal government and then the Federal Reserve, institute sad. Now, what is the reason behind it? The reason is for control. Just say, who gold who kind of vessel manipulating, who diamond who kind of vessel manipulating. But see, pushy BBM and a sika. The only meaningful way of being able to do transaction has to be fiat form, which is the money form now. Then it becomes a controlling mechanism. So only says can be a bad then so between a barbrabo or was it? And because of that, and who be here say young as individuals, you better how money works as sikakra, send your sikafa so a year you must send him sikan first. Said ye nan say ye better sorry anopa. Na yako a juma, na yaba, na yako a juma, na yaba. ɛno ne yɛ bɛno no sɛ wopɛ sɛ wobuilde ɛyɛ water anaasɛ wopɛ sɛ ɔyɛ ɔdefoɔ financially a ɛne ɛbɛyɛ den ɛbɛyɛ den because sɛ yɛnim a obi biara fa w'adwuma na sɛ ɔfa w'adwuma just for a year or 6 months or whatever, you have to go in accordance with your personal way. It is sometimes one more skill set to even expand, to broaden your skill set and your knowledge. Sometimes you end up forgetting about it. And you know, na adikanfo num bi no, eye asikafoɔ adikanfoɔ and what worthy people num bi no. Omuta can say just an income. An income is the way, or a paycheck is the way to let people or employees forget about their goals and their visions and things that inspires them. And correct. Because obi to your car. Eya na wa ho odin ni wani suade hunu ni nyina no akwa kodi se sa nipa no kakra wa ode ma wo no eno ena wo ye den wani ediso. But eya na wo refer say wo mu as an individual no, you can be doing some stuff for yourself. It's understanding how money works, you have to understand the purpose of money and who are those who are controlling it, and how can you also be the main person to hold on to you sika. It will share the concept of reason why FDIC and the government, sika semina. The whole vision and the goal say kanena na obia will control over the sika and as any good and the resources be no pair the jisika on pair on fan jisika no. Yes, son no na yemfa to me be measure as ye and I say yemfa control be measure as ye say. Without this, you cannot be trading anything. You can't be buying anything. It helps us to be able to understand, say, money, for you to be in control of money, you have to have an understanding of how sika and money works. Okay? There's no way you can be in control of money if you don't understand how it works. In Pembebre, unfortunately, your community no more. Aya yen kire manum how money works. The ekechiro mo ane se ko school bra na yire won no obi mfa wadwuma. We don't invest in even reading about how people are controlling their money. We don't. And that is very, very, very unfortunate. So King book could be said rich dad, poor dad. The poor dad na no if you say wako school and I say uncle won him the degree no ended up working for people for the rest of his life. The obey rich dad no in the book no. And I say the obey the four book no ye nipa bia na nim the enye degree but not to send sika esi ye adwuma si fa ase. Enti mene wo no, we have to understand how money works before we will become worthy. Adia was a yeti ase nie. Wealth is a generational transformation. We can transfer wealth. Ye transfer free one end to another end. It is a okay book be more you can say Vanderbilt. Any you can say some of these great people lead America for many years back established yeah. They have generational wealth. They have transferred wealth from one other person. This man here was CNN and the Cooper. Nina nanom Vanderbilt, Uko, Tennessee, Vanderbilt University. Those people now are more a honomono. They did a generational transfer of wealth. We are responsible and then we are required to understand how money works, and then we can transfer that particular wealth, to our own generations to come. There's no way you bet to me at the year my yasifu di yes tisika semasia. Intianano, yenano, ya babe suyan di kakra, ya babe suyan baby kakra. We are coming to understand how things about money should be. Na atumi abwa. First and foremost, I will say yes, say abrabona yebono. Say we are dependent on the fact say your 401k, your pension. Let's do the calculation. I like us to always go to the basics. Ebia unya 18 years. And I shall say so we are juma. And we are juma nkakra. From your 18 years now we are juma no. Ababesine. You have gathered some income from your employer. Look at the trend. Oh, employer no ashishemra and as a bind no ashishemra say until you are 67, then you are qualified for your full pension. Till we shall see at the age of 18. And now we then we shall say we are juma. Now we shall say we are juma no. We are juma for a very long period of time. We calculate 18 from 67 now. About 39 years plus, if I'm not mistaken. And I have 49 years plus. Sir, a jumana why any no. Ababe ya dia wa accumulate sika kakra. But wa sika no. So person nya full custody na udi mane yauda. Mra o minor utimu no ahihye ne se. Jira udi be 67. Na so udi 67 years a eno no mom no ebetumi aboa wo ama wanya full pension. Atiase. Just calculate say about 40 plus years of your life no. Odi ayeden. When investing into a juma waya mobi. Say depending on your life expectancy, and I said emredudu obedu asase so no. Depending on that, say 1 year obeko pension no. Now you have only about 10-15 years to spend the money now. Working 40 years, 50 years. Accumulate your go on. Sometimes, Ayana is so even unfortunate, say, depending on you free will be mine so about America and other countries. Sometimes, Ayana a very unfortunate, say, Yenye sika no cry wo honom no. And I'm saying yan shabra ba sen tema accumulate sika bebre ni ntino. Ye konya adwuma ye man krofo no at the age of 70, at the age of 75, ebi kura be 80 kurampo no. Then we are still working for people. With the hope say ye say a co pension na ye betumi nya bibi kakra to even sustain us. But one share wo can say wabusuam na one share nkrofo mo ben. How many of them really enjoyed their full pension money, between the time I'm call pension and the time I'm free association? How many of them really enjoyed it? What you say? That means for you to even enjoy obisic obiajumana why now matete kakra go on, for you to really enjoy it, Emra Omaino and as a community and as a viasina utimuno, Emra country now utimuno, Ashishano, to me couldn't do sikano me. It is a 18 years American is in a country, say be America and Canada, ne Europe, ne some developed countries are. Omo ayemra ediato one. Omo no mom crane bit me aden. Ama with this opportunity to start working early. But so ko PM say yan ye krom Ghana and some African countries numbia. Ubenya adwuma ye fully no. Now about 30 years. Eti da ben na obetumi akọ pension. What you say? Da ben e na obetumi akọ pension. Na watumi save sika agu ho. Na ababe ye sika bia obetumi di wani ato so with the hope say okọ pension 67 na obetumi enjoy no fully. Have you thought about those things? Because at the end of the day, if you don't think about it, And then all what you care about and say, oh, mami ya adwuma na mehu na kakra menya bibi kakra. Anhwe ana awie wo. You can say ajajo. So if we understand the calculation between our life expectancy in Umkra, that will give you an idea behind a quite first was a first etisika semase. You know, sika money no. We have to understand, say, there are controls for it, especially nti yemfa no mako. Send your misika first no. The same way you can transfer ohia, you can also transfer wealth management, and I say wealth transfer, because yentu ye ni hwe abusuan bebre mu ne nanano no ye ohia ni wa wo ne ba no aba abeyo ono so abeyo ohia ni ne ba na wa wo no so no ne nana wanom no anase kwara mu free ne ba no ase e ba no omo so ba abeyo ohia ni. That means there's a transfer of poverty in life and there's a transfer of wealth in life. It's yen as individuals, which way do we want to go into? Which manner do we want to go in? And I'm sure saying a prayer pesca. If you continuously believe, we say banks, you can say they have your well-being in mind, and therefore they think say you think say usie sika bebre gu banka eno na kire say uye sika ni a, that is a problem. Na me kire so if you really think say banks and our financial institutions ewo uye die at heart, and therefore we sika na wo de bro mo no, and as a wo de gu bank no as a savings no, eno no e na kire say uye defo anase obetumi aye defo dia ene na me ka say menua e wo so sesa wadwen, because there's no way ode usika no egu bank no, there's no way obeden obetumi aye odefo. Na minchire mu say ode $1,000 until I can say the reason behind all this money process is because federal system and federal reserves would like to take control. It's all the usika no akwa to bank no. Yenyan very simple. Say we are ode 100,000 and I say yemfa say ode $1,000 and a $10,000 equal to banker. According to FDS Imran, your baby a friend 90-10 and I say 10-90. FDS ye bank no ashe mra say bank no wo ho kwan say omode eya only 10% of who sika no, omode 10% of who sika no eto it work bank no akwa bank for no $100,000. A bank no responsibility say omujai only 10% of that 100,000 no edito account na we be anymore. They end up keeping only $1,000 out of 10,000. Then omu bank for no have the right and the privilege to use 9,000 to make a passive income. So if you say usie sika or bank and I know kire say we are the four, think about it again. With the $10,000 akwa to bank, $10,000 now the akwa to bank no. According to institutions and I say organizations almost sika sam no, sa 10,000 now they are to one. Bank of one are only required to keep 10% of that money. 90% of it, now, who are the people? The other question you have to think about and say, who are the people who makes these institutions? These institutions and banks, are mostly owned by the same federal people. They are owned by the same leaders. Ownership, shares, equity, and all those things in that particular banks. It's who sika na odi akwa akoto wo. Omo no efa wo sika no e de ye adwuma. It's one 10,000. But almost as well shemra with the control in it say, 10,000 no. I was only $1,000 per eneto. No more than 9,000 year. That is one thing you have to understand. It's yet the Fuobiano do not go into keeping their fiat money, which is cash, mostly at the bank. They don't. Now, middle class people, and I say, nkrofo a omunni bi that much yen sika no mom and you could jai to bank na nka se oti sika sem ase year. Would you go and leave your 90% of who sika no? Why would you leave it with the banks? Who am sika no ni bi 90% no ewo honom no. Why are you leaving it with the banks? When I'm saying yes, Emrano achichere. So we leave it with the banks. Now, woman bank no 10,000 no every year. And unfortunately, bibi boom, something happened. And for whatever reason, it made you not to be able to have so much income. It used also cost the same bank could be account with them. Usanso call mo. And I'll catch you say, bank way. Muka send me the $10,000 be brem. Now, this $10,000 I'm the brem. Unfortunately, no. Me who baba chirimio. It's mumwami. In this case, me baba G loan. And as a me baba pay credit card be. And as a line of credit be. Every muho. Na me dear tia me hoka. So happy. And I said, with a whole lot of speed, because a bank one will welcome you and say, oh, yes, we will give you that money. We will give you that loan. We will give you that credit card. We will give you all those things. But this is the percentage you pay on top of it. 10,000 and I'm team 5,000. Essentially, at the ball, wow, you understand the flow? Work on 10,000. Unimuntino, to see how much you went to the same bank, and I'm far warm wusikano, and I'm far a bit a ball busia. No more ball busia, and so on. Omuvian, and I'm also at the interest at also, because now the money belongs to them, and you are coming to borrow some of it. So they are lending you with an interest. Okay. It's, they are piggybacking and then going through the process of making sure, say, wo, untumi nye sika biya nto ho. Untumi fa usika no nye bibi biya. Ahwade betumi abam ama wadi ye. Okay. So, understanding some of this basic concepts, will give you an idea, say, that is one thing. Say the ba adwuma nsem a yehwe bibi. O retirement money now we do ani ato so no. Say your retirement funds. Think about it. Think about it very well. Uye adwuma. Me fa ne so mato $1,000 bosumi bi ade ato. Depending on your income awunya. $1,000 no mate ati biako 401k anyway ye di ani to so. That same money they end up pushing it back into the financial institutions. Now it's as that same money omo di bisa so bobo bosia na ye ma asanso afaso akwaje as student loans. Okay? So In this way, you are going to always be a liability. You are always going to be in a debt. You are always going to be in a position if we understand some of these bases to give us an idea about senior sikasem ACTR, we will think differently. And I'm just letting you know some of the things that Yanima also said, and no contribute towards why we cannot be as worthy as we are looking to be. All right. Eti sa usika no, our retirement money no, even 401k. There are so many concepts within the 401k and the features and things that within the 401k. So 401k, if you are going to borrow from the 401k, and I'm saying, there are some penalties, there are some taxes, there are some fees that are bounded around Wawsika now. They are to na Wawdi Usika. Na and no, but then at the end of the day, you cannot even use it to your satisfaction. And baby bisu kakra. It's about time we think about how we can use our little money that we have to grow who we are and take control of any sikana yenya. How can you be the custodian of your own money? What has this other 1%, 2% of the rich people population, what are they doing? And then, Menoka say, if you want to be in the real estate business type of thing, if you want to be buy property, and as a person thought that the man for renter, the interest rate is crazy. Okay, but at the end of the day, they are taught that very quick, because people want you to be in debt. People want you to continue to rent. People want you to, institutions want you to continuously rent so that you cannot make any passive income. And if we understand how money works, now start from what you can do. Say, skill sets, start from it. So think about how you can save a little bit and then use it to improve who. Because obiejuma can say ochina obetumi afra wa yiwadi. Ochina obetumi afra wa ayiwadi. Oyiwadi awuni sika bia. So you have to understand, say, until you come into an agreement to yourself, say, sika memi nyano, I'm going to invest it into something that will give me a passive income either in the short or long run. There's no way you are going to make any wealth. And look at the impact. Say, middle class na we are depending on paycheck to paycheck, sir. Now I drill it down about your muscle. Our kids are also going to grow up, and then they are going to be dependent on paycheck to paycheck. Now, Bisa won't say, until when are you going to rely on paycheck for the rest of your life? Until when are you going to, be able to take control, say, okay, me that's sorry, no sikabi eba minsem, to be able to sustain the life you want to live. So, we have to understand and start teaching our kids. Start looking into an investment stuff a bit miabwa. One of the simple stuff that you can get yourself into is an insurance policy, sir. A bit me abwa wow car company na omuma insurance. Some of them gives you some revenue or returns on investment type of insurance. There are some like the whole there is an insurance package is a generating revenue for you. I'm not promoting any specific one, but The one that Yemubi personally we do is the ones that auto insurance now with the long term, no, then it can generate a returns on that money. Into mameka secret being bank no what the usika no kotoa 10% no mukipu or honum in your account. 90% no. Most of them use it to go and buy a particular insurance. That insurance, no, they disperse the money so that they can get returns out of it. Okay? So, who as an individual, who the sikana kwa koma bank na we? But the bank na mu no, and so no, edu sikano koto adibi anka wo betumi di ato. It's no think about it. Why would you do that instead of using that for your own self? Okay? Now, adeba question so you hun say, people think say, oh, you discover a good banker, eboa, because it keeps us, it gives us the guarantee say, sikano bibi niya, you bet me akwa ko yi ade. Okay, you hear bibi wa ha. Enche bia na Silicon Valley bank California. Sa institution no eguye, and I said they shut it down due to a whole lot of issues. Almost shutting it down according to FDIC policy no. Sa kamenewo yesika that sa bank no anything above 250,000 ye nyane back. That is another rule. It's wusi kan se watumi aboaboa sika no save sika e de akwa akoto bank. Na mfa ne se kokoye ebia $500,000 and I say bia 1 million. Na se sa bank no nyame ampata na that bank no egua and asem faso amaso and almost shutting it down. You can only recover 250 grand of that money. Je ka ho ni nyina no ahye. So as individuals, we have to think about where can we put in our money to generate more income for us. Some of the basics, say, if you have any idea of an innovation, if you have any skill sets that needs you to improve and invest in, first and foremost, invest in yourself. Be your own boss if you can. Once you are being your own boss, you can also do a little bit of work for some people. What does that mean? That means you say, ubetumi atiatia nsufima ko sensu papa. Obi adwuma ode ma wo no. Ubetumi age, but once oye obi na adwuma no, be rest assured say you will push yourself to build your own. You push yourself to be able to equip yourself with a lot of opportunities that you can create, because boss be anywhere be in huadi. Until first and foremost, start investing in yourself. Se bibi wo betumi aya afa ho a enti na channel way yani so ade hunu no your knowledge, your power and your growth. Invest in your knowledge, invest in your skill sets, so that bibi kakra beba won samu a wo use no, you'll be able to use it to grow yourself. Because until you invest in yourself and until you are able to make your own money, you are not going to be able to what? Be successful. We all want to be rich, but we don't want to put in the work of how to be rich. And first and foremost, understanding how money works, and yes, you cannot do out the bank, and it's however, how that small money, you can be able to work around with it repeatedly and then make it go around and give you some sort of income. That is what is going to make you rich. And don't forget, if you are rich, you can transition it to your next generation. It's to invest in yourself. That's one. And then two, if you see an opportunity, instead of killing it, do your own assessment and try to invest in it. Ade baako a yan ye Ghanafoɔ no yɛnyɛ ho adeɛ no ne sɛ, we end up killing opportunities that can be of a great asset to us. Opportunity a ebetumi aboa yɛn ama yɛn adi yie no na yɛde ano asɛe no. Opportunity a ebetumi ama yasefoɔ adi yie no na yɛde ano asɛe no. A typical example, obi betumi abie business, obi betumi abie bibi kakra, na bia waba wo nkyɛn sɛ o yɛnka mmom na yɛnyɛ den yɛfa yɛn ho ɔde and support na ade no ɛnyɛ yi. A typical Ghanaian or some Ghanaians no wɔde n'ano bɛsɛe no. Instead of so be pushy, be encouraging ni nua no sɛ, oh ade wei okay ɛne yɛfa yɛn ho ɔde kura mmom na yɛnkɔpɛ loan bi wɔ baabi ɛnkɔgye, because yɛde nam na yi nam. If you want to be rich, be ready to borrow for something that will have a long-term change in your life. Instead of saying, you became one boom, akwakope resources, to be able to invest and make it worth it, Na ye di ano saying, oh Ghana ni adi enye ye da. Oh Ghana anyway, oh me na me buano no ye. Me na me say no ye. We like to kill opportunities before the opportunities even begin. Adia betumi aboa yama ye di ye as Ghana for no and baby for no na ye kum no. What I say, that is why we are still in this captivity of being poor. That's why mu bebre that's why ye nam gigi ye hwehwe sika ten. But at the end of the day, we don't even understand, because for you to be rich, you have to invest in yourself and the skill set now one. Adena wo na ma wo ye different no. You have to invest in it. Unya bi ye bibi na who said ade we that be be successful no ba won chan na say wo hu a, reach out to the person and try and collaborate with the person. Ade a ye mu bebre ye ni here is collaboration. Say ye be ye nyina be kan bom na de ahoden atumi ama na ye no de ye ye mu bebre ye call Sam's Club. Ye mu bebre ye call Costco. Do you know the founders of Costco? Do you know the founders of Sam's Club? These same people, no, a group of family members be, a group of friends be. Most people are owning over some places in DC, Virginia, and other places. Some people owns a lot of real estate, you can say, portfolios. Real estate stuff, like they own houses or facilities and all those things. Most of them, no, they are only a group of 3 or 4 or 5 or 2 people be, and a nipa be 9 be. No more the one who are they know monim the ni na kan bom. Na my den. Na atumi aboa mo amamo atumi acquire asade no. Etiro wo am na wo honom no. Ade na untumi ni unu akura nkan bom. Reason why entumi nya no say we don't even trust each other. And until no say a collaboration crop, you did said other person no per se OCC, because some mentality in a way to them. And until no reason why I ain't to me the year and I ain't to me yes successful, and I say ain't to me in Yasika as before and Ghana for specifically say Yenji and Hundi number 1, and a wajin born so because you don't trust Unyanko Nipana or Tewon channel, but you trust bank. Now the Usika Kwakujano. You don't trust Nyoko Nipana or Teon channel, but you trust to say, what will be become Brunia, Brunone dear Onsisiu. And that is our problem. That is our first problem. And until say a Behusade and invest in sometimes some great opportunities comes our way. There are so many other African people and Ghanaians are very, very successful. Omo is successful because they understood how money works. Another thing, so say, me recommendation, I recommend the amount of say, invest in something like a whole life insurance policy. Invest in something like a whole life insurance policy. Okay, what I say? Because if you read the book about Vanderbilt and all those Rosa Federal and all those people no more omu books no more mature na poor dad, rich dad and all those peoples now. You understand, sir? They took an initiative of one, believing in themselves, two, collaborating, and three, putting funds in some place and controlled by the banks. To one thing, successful is a whole life insurance. Whole life, no. Ubet me afraid wow insurance, being it Geico, being it State Farm, being it Progressive Insurance. Most of them sell this type of whole life insurance policies. There are different kinds of them. Most of these whole life insurance policies now, it comes with returns on investment. So you buy it, your principal, and then a little bit you can't say expensive, because at the end of the day, no, almost the usika no this is the trick. The lives of Vanderbilt, you can't say Tennessee, Vanderbilt University, they were at that time, they were the kind of like the Bill Gates people in the US. This is what they did. Onono to whole life insurance, no, and yema on any whole life insurance, no. What happens? And I say you get revenue at the end of the month, and I say you get an interest. Interest in yadia ye kesiye bia IBA over say a yesika kesiye, but with time and accumulation, na babe be kesiye. So Obanu benyini obesha say obia all college in asefo. Na say sika na odi to sa insurance no, and as odi top sa package no. Revenue aba ho na interest aba ho a wutumi use no. Akwara no betumi age no borrow, and as wo beje no sense wo borrow sika free sa insurance package no. What you say? It will borrow sika free sa insurance package no one. Now he is not directly borrowing from the bank. He's borrowing from the insurance package. It's what the year the BA on YB and the business and the year BB na odinyini Bibi ban the same kakra no so to be atu the same whole life package no mu. Enti no nkwara no benyini no omo ho ka endorse anaso ni ka kra. Se okwa koto bibi a, it takes it from the whole life insurance package no. At the end of the day no, omo ye ne sa dane no kakra enti akwara bi ombe wo ne bia no mato package amano. Obi business and now package. Now we're putting a business no we insure no through that. Sasika no be no de obekwa borrow from it. And then at the end of the day, no, these people ended up making so much money in such a way, say nipa bi obi from Asia Babiano, they accumulate that wealth. Other than sika from first can to bank, they like to use it and invest it into properties. Aside whole life, no. You can be thinking about buying a property so that you put it for rent. That's what I say. You buy some properties and then you also let some people own it. I mean, some people rent from it. There are so many. Look at some opportunities like Yakari saying, this home health opportunities. Right? Most of these are owned by the Indians and Hispanic young Ghana we can be doing some of it. Instead of there be a employee, we can also be employing people. But before we will understand all this, no, I will say what yes, there's no way you can be getting control of your money if you leave it in the hands of banks. It be our person. Obi also yes, but what type of investment portfolio are you doing? Who see that Ghana? See Ghana for very, 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 very long time. Okay? Sir, who are one fan Airbnb? Who are one fan mobile rent? Who are one fan man? It's in what where you says Ghana they are told, Eddie BB, Eddie Siwa, BB, you are not generating anything out of it. Before you do all these things, think about the fact to say, who this Pudu Koto banker and make the money work. A bit more, some advice, some people I will say to some people, ebi wo okro betumi e dia maye nuanum bia obetumi ama mo create YouTube channel no dia massa kwaranum bi na mo Ghana no mo di twa content agum. Guess what? The YouTube channel num be pay more than will income on a year. There are some platforms that I help manage that people are making over 15, 20,000, 12,000, 9,000 a month from just monetizing from Facebook, from just monetizing from you can say YouTube. So you can invest in some of this so that you get passive income out of it. It is about time as Ghanaians, we have to understand how money works. Money do not work when you keep it down. Money do not work because you have a degree. Money is not about you accumulating it. Money is about you making use of it, you making it work. Invest in your dream. Have that different mindset, So once said there's a potential for it, be ready to cooperate with the person. And then Facebook, Facebook is not owned by only Mark Zuckerberg. Percentage of Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, but it's owned by multiple people. People take risk to be able to push things. We don't like to take any risk. That's your person. It's no debia da ye nama 9 to 5, 9 to 5. But besides, me can be beginning in say, who shall you must be at the age of 20? And America, Mrasa, will bet me full of your pension pay, the benefit, full at the age of 67. Okay? It's between 20 and 67 who dedicate your life 47 years for that. It's between 67 na ekono. If we are seeing the bebre no ewa himbium. So it's time for you to be ready to push yourself. You have to understand how this money process works. When you have some money, when you are working for someone, do your best to save some of that money to invest in your own self. If you have some things you want to do, start your own thing. Do not be scared. Yes, there's probability said you're starting or whatever you are starting, it might not be successful, but that should not scare you. Okay? It's idea was a 8 years here, and then I say, for us to know how money works, for money to work for you, you have to have a plan. And for one into paycheck because that money is not for you. If you guys didn't know, when someone hires you and then pay you, let's say about $1,000. Okay, let's make it low. So before you man now $1,000. $1,000 now the amount. Sunny Panu have calculated say Obenya about 15-20,000. And until now 1,000. Just have that. Just understand that because say Uber Jumamuno say one man be deliver waboka. It's obe dividing one to the extent say Obema obi then he has a redundant reserve money somewhere. And affecting otua $1,000 now. That is how you should understand. It's uye obi ejuma to be able to be successful. No. Uye obi ejuma to be able to generate income. No. And finally, no kwanya ofapem. Invest in other things. Other things not be investing in. Do some research and then ask people about it. People talk about, me 401k, so it's another form of investment for me. It's true, but do you know which people instituted 401k? 401k when them institute here. The same IRS for now institute here. The same you can say regulated group of people now almost shape the big banks in China making all these rules and regulations. To be able to make you think say you are saving for yourself because I did who else can yati to a go. I then now person you be free more. The mratu who say sikanu to be yin percentage say na also utia. Don't forget, say, 401k, you have different types. Yeah, what the OTR tax one. And you think about it. Think about it very well. U income na ebano. U paycheck na ebano. You better regular buying taxes. Okay? I know no call social security money or Medicaid money, all those things. You tell us we are. What's okay? I come in some bear say $500. And my menti bear $50 and $100 been to for this 401k and profit can. Ukwatia, sikana ma tax o dada na wo the aka na wo TB sanso dia ye you can say savings dia to for that no. What the two pe na edrum pepe so bi na pese okoyi sa 401k no sika no bia. Omo se omo sa 401k sika no be mature. And therefore so person withdraw ni na there's a percentage we have to take out of you. Just does that make sense? Uwa dwen na bisa ho say enti 401k na wo de woni da so akwato won na sasika na yede. Okay, so and then talk about some of the basics, can how might twitwin ya adwen ba sikasem how money works and all those things. For money to work for you, you have to say also suma sasika, you have to kind of like suma sika na so koye adwuma ma. Enti no na wo suma osika de kwato bank for osika no di ye adwuma no because on ti sene sika ye adwuma ase. Instead of say oh this sika pudu kwa kwato bank no. Say ye bibi a obetumi di obetumi investing in na. And we been come na me investing in. Ebia you will not get the revenue right now and unye sika ni sisia. But yade e wo anim. Anyone who collaborated. I was reading this article on LinkedIn yesterday. There was this man, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook for na no more college, They owned a particular company. The man was having so much money. And then Mark Zuckerberg ban in China said, or invested in Facebook that time. That particular man look at and say, oh, it doesn't look promising. We're investing in. This man wrote an article explaining how he has regretted not being able to invest in Facebook at this time. And by now, I can't. Sika wanya more than the OCCiano and Kenyagro. It's the same thing. Opportunity comes on our decks each and every day. But you pay attention to it. The any man say yen sit down see. I'm not saying say men sit down see. But think about it. Ube sit down see. Won't sit down numbi. Ebi kura abusiafo bebre eni ho nti wasiesi nkran ena akrofo bi mu hweso ama wo ho eda na enyidu anything each and every day bia so na o ma bra oka busumi bia so na okwa akotu ya light bill enye bibi bia who believe say dache no ubenya income bia free mo such type of investment unfortunately a waste of money. The reason why a waste of money no say sikana wo suma ye de kwato sa de no ho amanfa so na ye beto aso na de ye kasa na kwa wiye no ye be break kakra na ye tie Lolly Cash for de omo wode mayen na ye san so ato aso ye be san basisia
Akuntanio ko boga one na start for bag kuntabia ma anware de so boto amu yi
me di sika ni nyina egu Lolly Cash account no so
oh ye juudi
me be spread mu mamu suro me be anya afa na me ha me $100 bebre egu me bag mu na yakobisa me sika me de koye den ma load ni nyina egu me Lolly Cash account ni mu
that's right
enti sa me ba be di dwuma bia wo hanom a me tua free mu straight
baby a Lolly Cash app ne dru no
they say wo dollars no egu wallet mu enso twa de wa Ghana hanom a ensese basides
sa pepepe ti se me kwa brochira me sika ni nyina no me load gu me Lolly Cash account no so abrochira baabi a me wo bia no ade bia me pe bia me timi to na app no a convert sika no akɔ country ni sika no so na me de adu me dwuma
Inti America, Canada, and Europe countries na Lolly Cash app no was no. Sa.
App na nkasa be convert akɔ say American dollar, say Canadian dollar, say India for sika ebia app no convert mami. Enti transaction is simple kra.
Lolly Cash app no guy pa. Account na sika no term sa no entetew.
Debi Lolly Cash account there. Yentew say de ebi no ye no. Ulo dia tumu a bibia animu no ne ati bibi kakra. Mi be wie no ma send bi aba momo mu. Na me de akonta so de akona account mu ama no.
Thank you.
Account hold my ink in ko. Eti obia and download the Lolly Cash app no. I will Google and Apple Store. Number one start and send sika and mama busha for them na for them. E wa mo no ne. Baby Lolly Cash
24/7 send sika.
All right. Lolly Cash for say 24/7. Yeah, then send this guy. A better Lolly Cash for us for their support and also collaboration. Yeah, you can say Obi and you Lolly Cash. O send you sika wo krom ha. And I'm saying Kessika once a montino. O send this guy wo krom ha. O the sika e coffee BBBA. Use Lolly Cash. Exchange rate no so there. Wow, or the compare other platforms Lolly Cash the end there and yago. And the yakasa for some time now. Ye can idea baby chat one say. The way you become successful with regards to money no agent wow also. That old concept now, ye juma ko school na be obi ejuma normal income. As we have all gotten to know, it's not sustainable. For you to also be worthy, and I said, for you to make enough for yourself, you have to understand that one income cannot solve your problem. I will say it yes, sir. Income back and to me solve problems in life. Unless that particular income, you are the owner of that business. Until you are the owner of a particular business, bring you passive income. Oh, that's sorry, sikano bamuna. That one cannot sustain you. And even those who are very rich, worthy now, more millions and billions of dollars. They don't have one source of income. And Elon Musk started with the Tesla cars. Now he is into crypto type of business whereby Dogecoin and others. He is into different models of investment, properties, all this. What you say? One income will not give you the level of what you are looking for. And no. Say, yenu obinam, anase yeni yahuka for nam, anase bibisa. Ye pushes a hunka for me, yeah, boom. But with this current generation, if you are able to get more, push for more. More as in, you'll be a jumano. Now, so who be a ube to me, a yedia boa wow. Yefa boa. Let me tell you one thing. Obi biara why successful in this world, I go mudin some years. They do not depend on one income. They do not. Omuyo bi adwuma. Yefa Bill Gates, for example. Bill Gates used to work doing stuff for the IBM. Google he worked for them, but once an all year omu adwuma no, he realized on to me can say IBM adwuma for the rest of his life. It was IBM there no. No, the musika kakra no so investing on one day. No, the building the first Windows you can say Microsoft applications. No. That is how every person is depending on someone, but you need to understand, you can't depend for that long and you need to detach. It is you are fortunate enough enough in this world to be working from home. Say, oh yeah, you may free fear. If you can, Do more than one job. I always advocate for that. If someone works for me, let's say my employees at Lollycash, look, do whatever you are doing for Lollycash, but if you think you have some time that you can deliver, do something more, because one income cannot sustain the family. One income cannot sustain you unless you want to remain at where you are. But so per se, start adding something to it. And you can do two jobs. So your remote job, and I say, even in the healthcare center, you see them working as a PRN here and we're working full-time here, because multiple stream of income no eboa. Problem am I movie to me yes I don't say akwadro na ye will be more. They cannot do it because of the nature of their job, which is true. But ye move brain, an intentional laziness is the reason why we are not understanding how money works. Because before I say word, and I said also before Wajuma, which is understandable. So you need to be working for someone. But kakra ni pano de maono. Semre wonhua ye bibi kakra ka. So the second job will be something that you are using to prepare for your own skill set. So for example, if I'm working for US Bank, and I'm working for a private business or whatever, and I want to grow Lollycash, right? I will continue doing what they are asking me to do from the other job and from my employer. But if I have some free time that I can take, I can leverage, I'm going to use it to pick up another job, even if it's a part-time job. That part-time job, no responsibility, and say, maybe no mom no, bekwa ko yeden, ebekwa ko grow this my private business na me pese me yeden, me yano. Because that particular private business na me yano, and then be determine me that obi adwuma na wo ye no ochena obetumi you are at any time. What will see you are where you didn't want it. Have you seen a founder of a business who have fired himself and I said where you know CEO being you know that. But for you to be a CEO, no, you have to be intentional and strategic. In fact, quadrant number before I can think and say you make money. Money does not attract laziness. What I say? Sika attractive omo feel say because omo be no crampo no. Omo be no. Elon Musk name Facebook owner no. Look at Facebook. Oh yeah, Facebook Mark Zuckerberg. Oh yeah, Facebook who send faso ba mu kakra no. And the America ko to WhatsApp. He could have left Facebook as it is, but we realize only Facebook will not even sustain that much because he is building a generational wealth. Sanya me can say, you to me de ohia e de che no. Sana ye disika wealth and so de che. You can transfer your wealth from yourself to your children and your children's children and your grandchildren for 5-6 years generation. So ukoya research pa. Ubetumi say Bill Gates as if one were the people that used to do this type of life insurance policies, no more say whole life, no more. Their parents invested in that for their money to work for them. It's to build their own business. You know? They had a place to tap in. And I'm not saying say men sit down or Ghana. No, I'm not saying don't do that. But understand, say, baby, I will tell you, and number two, you have to come to a realization, say, the fact is always gather bank no understand that. Yami ya adom ne 10,000 be to bank and I just say, you feel say you musika yenyama. You don't understand it. None of these worthy people that have studied them and how they move money, none of them keep their money at the bank. They may keep some money for just emergency purposes, but the rest, they push it out. Opportunity be a good ABS come no more discuss no more this opportunity no I will and I say I yes some sort of a plan for you can say there is some sort of plan for their kids. What you say? Now obi okra to me ehun say oh obi a new business bi sese sika bi amamu but not their kwa kwese menam say new business no their top more equity ownership from that business oto ya no de ni baby din atoso nti akora no 1 year no obenyini a obedru be say 10 years no anase obedru be 20 years na wo college no na japade na ne papa ye de ni sika no kwese no so business na nyini aba be successful. We need to be very, very intentional about wealth management. Ye de enya sika na ye pese okrofo hu se ye ne ye na ye kwa yi ase oh me dan no masi 3-story building ne sigana uti ye ne sigana no e de na wom. That money is of no use in the sense say ebi kura wo si dan no si Ghana no obi antim a odi sa ye kan say dan no eye bibi e de brew. How many times do you go to Ghana? Okay, you go to Ghana not that very often. I'm not saying don't do investment there, but think about this. What is the purpose of building a mansion there and you don't live in? What are you using that money? How can you make that money work for you? You don't understand how money works. If you read Rich Dad Poor Dad, Papa now be a one co school now if you say on only degree. No. He used the small money he has to buy farms. Okay? He used the small money he has to buy farms and started working in the farm. A good rule, baby, no. They started employing people in the farm. To be worthy in life is not about your degree. Yes, I'm talking because at the end of the day, no people say, oh, unco school. We are learned. But I'm telling you, say, and you PhD, no master's degree, no bachelor's degree, no bema ye. I'm telling you, obi wo PhD, so ne ho kire no chen adibi. Because we don't understand how money works. Accounting now, because you are school, they did not teach you some of this. They didn't teach you, say, it doesn't make sense for you to leave your money with the bank. They didn't teach you because all what they taught you was to balance the sheets and all those things. But the key point, they say, other than a bank for owners of the bank, no, or for music in your bank. No. Go and think about it. Bank for now would or mudina, if you say mono, a wasika, and therefore a more trustworthy note for you to leave your money with them. Mono, they don't keep their money there. Go and do your own research. You realize, say, at the end of the day, no. Those that are worthy don't keep their money, but they own the banks that you invest in. Okay, what do they do? Almost can be basically real estate now kwa rent it. Other na Ghana for yen to me kaya humbum, na yen to me crampo, and kwaji loan, and fancy property be. Na yen for man for rent it. Let me tell you one trick. If you have 10 people, and then you do a business that worth $1 billion. All of you, all these 10 people, automatically you worth 100 million. Just think about it. If you do a business, business. Na business no durum purpose will be a business no worth about $1 billion. Each and every individual person biana or ye owner was a business no. You are a millionaire automatically. Okay, let's begin to understand how we can collaborate because in prempi, you know, ebi anipa bu akon ho waden entumi nye. Jiwoni adi bibini enji ne yonku bibini ndi. And that is our problem. We don't trust each other. Because debiada no, we end up say ye twi nkrofo adi. Debiada ye na ye very smart, the smart guys in the room. Inti yenya no quick pa movement not just saying tentema into so fast na obi amfa na de nwane nko. That's what we think. Wealth takes time. To be worthy, to have money, to be rich or whatever it is, you know, if you are doing it in the proper way, it takes time. It doesn't come overnight. It is a person yet the four. You have to understand. Say it takes time. Reason why I move brain to me near the phone is that we want money so quick. We want money so quick. There are so many people going around sharing information about, oh, buy this, invest in this, it will turn into money. Obikura ye bin tentem ya, atumya mananya, 6 months or didn't humbeshemu, is ya what about 100,000. Say, look, money doesn't go that fast. Good money, it doesn't go that fast. Look at the trend of the successful people or more we are saying. The trend of successful people are you can read about how they started. You have America high example. You have Jeff Bezos example. Jeff Bezos started with book selling and all those things and kakran. That tells you that to be worthy in life. So the phone, it takes time. Ghana for your pay BBS so quick. That's why we are not worthy. You pay to pat movement now. Oh yeah, you know the why you tricky be the for no van. Good money and good worth is not an overnight thing. It takes time. It's not building business. When you build a business, it's like giving birth to a child. So you have to understand how say sikana ye peno. So what do sika kwache business be more? Na business ni legitimate. It will take time for you to yield the proceed. But the important thing is that you are building the wealth not for yourself only, but for the generation. Bisanhu, who are wuti somewhere making? Who are hear me? Ask yourself this question. Eti ebra wo breno. Ebra wo breno. Do you want your kids to go through the same pain? Unama resume na debia resume na odia to work. Indeed, monster.com, way.com. You are looking for a job. Do you want your children? Do you want them to go through this same pain that you are going through? I don't think you want that. So start thinking about have a different mindset about money. Have a different mindset about how you can sika and found in the ketu. You can hold it, right? You can decide to keep $1 down each day. You end up making some money out of it. What I say? It's not start thinking about how you can put money in the right source. And kwarano nyini no sesika kakra bo munsema. Omo financial aid. Ebi omo apply for financial aid. Na eba ya no omo school fees ye bia 5,000. School no take 5,000, but financial aid money na eba ya no was 8,000. That 3,000 na kachira. Stop giving these kids the chance to use it to buy you can say Jordans and those sneakers now $800, $500. Look, you don't understand how money works. You don't. When you're 3,000, akolana you're $3,000, you know. This is the time as Sasikano. Look into something that you can use it to give to Akorano. Let the child look into something else that can be more profitable. Unfun question be what you say? O tax. O tax. O ye kululu kakra. O di niyama shishe mu tax ga no ye ya. Unya bibi kakra no. O fale tax unya bibi be 10,000 bi wa chire 5,000 bi wa chire. Eye ya na tentem na do kobo o da no so wo Ghana. O boss wie ye na e da no si wo na mfaso bi amaso no. E de na wanya frim. What have you done? What have you gained from it? We get money and we waste it. That's why we continue to be in so much problem. You want to meet chire. You move bebre didi kura ye nyai bi. Ghana fo no ne bibi fo no mbi no. Ye di ye nyai bi because oh achira meko adwuma. Me kan bi obi biara ode ne ho tu obi adwuma so with the trust say and no na man are comfortable no you have a problem. Because let me tell you this, no matter how many years you have worked for a company, and as a BB tour, they will just let you go like they never knew you. Etino, yemubino, what we have done intentionally, say, send ye word jumamua 1 hour no and a 1 day no, ye multiple companies. We work with multiple clients for you, the owner of the company. No? Yes, no sana yes, ye dibeyo. What I said, that same hour, no, if some other people need my service, I'm going to split my time for both of you. It's we are working multiple jobs. And yeah, multiple jobs are best stress here. Multiple jobs are you are working smart with it. Because if you need me for 30 minutes and another person need me for 30 minutes, why should I let go of both of you? I have to keep both of you. And then that 30 minutes, share the same 30 minutes with you. Because to you, the employer, and your clients back on now say me keeping and I mean you you are giving me about 3 or 4. Muna yetie minimum was ya. Now we share now be at information because there are some things that school our corner you can say was sorry demo moon kanchiro. Ebia platform we so na be pay more kanchiro. So share and let people know. Yemu bi wo ho a day ye ko adwuma mu ochina Monday ye be ye adwuma multiple for the same company within our department and within our company ye be niema be se 10 as ayapon sa niema 10 no ba kumbia for each client enti wo employer no bosom ne ba so no obe bele sa 5 or 10 people no that's income you can say invoice enti sa microphone nyina bosom bi oji obi 10,000 within your 9 to 5 now call adwuma what to me ama bosom ne beso no what to me anya 50,000 out of it no amount paycheck of 5% you can say 5% or 10% out of that no be amount 5,000 now the abafi oji ye wani age ba wo yes am meeting 30 minutes ni 1 hour we and just when you free time look minia use that extra time now one for pay adwuma foforo. The same time they are splitting your attention among multiple clients. Also split your attention among them for multiple jobs. Now so bosom na so a o income beba no. Now where they need the eba, now where they need the eba. That is how it is. The rich people do not live on one job. You cannot sustain yourself. Obi biara wajuma eba kumbiara no, you are under pressure each and every day. Some of us we have been there. If you remember one manager yefe and or can be now one inch then you are scared. You are scared because ochena omuyi wadia you know say you only have one paycheck coming in that month. Do not lose up. If you have the opportunity, do multiple things. And one advantage is that if you do multiple jobs, one thing we haven't paid attention here. So we are juma baako. Think it say you will be rich. Let me tell you how your 401k and all those 401k and this money dinner and they invest their money into it. If you are doing one job, now one job in a way, you have to consistently work for about 40 more years to be able to get the income you are looking for, to get a very good pension in Asefo. If you have the opportunity to work 2 jobs, so it take you 40 years to build a good retirement money. Because of so you 2 jobs now, it's going to take you 20 years or half of that time. No? If you are working 3 jobs, it's going to take you maybe 1/3 of that time. And then now you see some of these wealthy men, young age, 45, 55, almost do 60 years, no mark pension, because you know why? They were strategic about it. It's a juma bakono. Or one brand, what me a juma base and mienu, until me panisses a juma bacono, I can be taking 40 years, I'm a full pension by the age of 67 now. Now, no, or yeah, juma mienu, it's a juma mienu, no, wait you know, me now contributed towards the pension, no. Instead of 40 years, no, be 20 years, answer. It will bet me a retire in time, and your sir, cano at the ajuani, bisa won't say. Pension almost 67 years, you know. Sub pension age now 67 years. Over 67 echo 8, how many years? It is a messy who bet Nase Kura at check at the bay 80 years. You only have about 13 years to enjoy a Juma in 40 years. Does it make sense? Just think about it. So do not rely on Obia Juma and think, say, you are relaxed. Someone's paycheck is not for you. There's no way you are going to be rich if you continue to work for people. But use them as the podium to build what you want to build. You must be a nipa be any assassin who are on to me and ye baby man. The problem is we are very scared. We don't want to take risks. And always we want that assurance. So be better to how many of us me no can say what is the guarantee say or china ye kwa adwuma ma munyi wadi eya na o contract na de ma wo adwuma no wan kenkan ye won ene ye na me sisu du ya kire say kofa whatever contract na mo de ma wo adwuma e da mo hire on. They said they can let you go at their will with or without any reason. You can't question them. That is what the contract means when you sign it. It is a you say obi adwuma na kire say wo obetumi aye the fool, you have a problem. Okay, start looking for obi adwuma no area no, then start building on your own. Obi beka say business, but look, let me tell you one simple business you can do. Start the same YouTube channel ye nuanu mu biebie. Say bi kura wo amano ne ha na say woni bia. Look for one of these guys who are very honest. Who will be a YouTube channel no now ma entwa adwuma engum ma enye YouTube videos engum ma. Let them do that. Look, I monitor some people's accounts here in the US. Me catch them. Last year, nipa baako enya close to 100,000 only from Facebook for just Facebook monetization. That same video no the go to YouTube. YouTube sika de mai. What you say? So there's some passive income you can get into. Would you be a jumano? Try as much as possible to also use to build your own life somewhere into a channel. You have something to rely on. Passive income is not always about real estate. Passive income can be something little. You can even start investing in obi business washa here for but only said there's a potential in it. You can collaborate and invest in it in kakra. In the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, you say Zoom say. Just ask yourself this question. You say Zoom business be baby blow. Okay, it's obi be a new business now. Here there's a potential in it. Invest in it quick. Because Emrana before COVID, no. Now Skype, no, all those Skype of business video platform, no. They were raining. Now you can say Zoom wo, but now Zoom no ain't yet that much high compared to Skype, ne other platform, ne you can say Cisco, all those video conference systems, no. COVID broke the way for Zoom. And imagine say Zoom share na no mo yan kitten no. And our income be a wunya. O the question to to 1 or 2 investment shares wo mo a. Akene your stock is high. Akawu did you. Let's begin to invest in ourselves and take risk. As this one buy, it's risk. What is the probability say? Car would timu ya would me, and I say, Quine one arm so coffee, and I say, Ochina, and I say, see a crowd PSL quack or dear every chroma. Obi improud, and I shall be in fact car and hit you. We all live by risk each and every day, but we take it. And Quarano, teach them how to understand money. And yet, BBBA now, Oscano Bebano, you just let them use it. Let them keep money. Sikake tuano benyano, money and fancy bibimu. And I make kind of first say, Obano financial aid sikaba. Omuti ni school fees ni board ni nyama free one no. America buying other Roma when you be kakra wechere. Instead of say mode betu one invest ya ma korana da no. Yeah, now the aqua command is on fankoto Jordans. Oh yeah, now the man no the aqua tata the fofro. But okwa koranu closet mua. In Pabuan tadi assume no sanka or tonwa ke sikamu. We don't understand how money works, so we waste money. Nah, that's already than we push ourselves trying to look for money. The problem of why we are not rich is because we don't understand how money works. It's you move a brain the any man say, oh, may build me 401k. Bisa who say, oh 401k no, say see our 401k now we see a no. I will do a near to soon. So kasa ukwa ko yibia. Go and look at the tax on the charge. We are giving money out and we are not understanding how to sustain that money. It's the be that ye di pim. We are looking for ways and means to be rich. But richness no da yanim. Richness no, and I say you didn't know yanim. It is start thinking about how you will change your understanding about money. Se bibi kakra ba unsemwa. Pe kwan ya obetumi di bi asie, edi bi ahye bibi mu for daache. Enne no de wu didi, ochina eya de foforo. Ade a wo di wani ato so no. O job ba ko na obi say adwuma ba ko no my year adwuma for 20 years. Oh, my age, 15 years. Because me, I can't see myself working for someone for 15 years. No, I can't. I don't know why, but me to me, whom I won't say, a Juma Baku, Ajima Bosu for 15 good years, for 10 good years. No, I don't think it's possible. Because at the end of the day, no, my mind is always calculating, say, why am I keeping on making this person richer? Whilst I can also do something for myself. That's what rich people think about, and it's not a bad thing. Obibi Biara will be a company. Cecilia was Asasi Subiano was once an employee. Everybody, Bill Gates was an employee. Elon Musk was an employee. Mark Zuckerberg was an employee. Jeff Bezos was an employee. You can't say man we are China, Alibaba money. He was an employee. So there's nothing wrong with you thinking outside the box. It is look at ways and means you can keep them. And then if not, and you'll be an obet me be a business, but obet me investing in obi business. Obet me investing in obi business. I'm an ababe in faso diama. Now the American chat to Amaya say until we have that mindset of collaboration, a better than say bedi. Until we have that mindset of collaboration. Me ba no musku mu wo me ba ketwa o musku mu wo recently almost say ye change of ownership and ye call meeting and on my who said these are the new owners na me ko hu ye no number 1 manage ye na me yere so so ho ye me many energy and say I saw a young vibrant Indian man in his mid 40s. Bese wadi be 44, 45. Onene yere, they are the new owners. Me banum school mu onum no. I don't have to describe that much, but a week biano. Omoji your parents num be $400. A week oh. Manka say a month. A week. Nkwara nketenketi a omunduru even 10 years or 15 years no. Omu school mu wono na ochi bia no sa school no me ba no mu kono omu ju omu $400 per week. It's $400 no multiplied by 4 weeks that's $1,600 per week. Per month. And you know me hu ya no am say wow, that's very good. The money ade ma me yere hu ya ni say me investigation kakra no. Sa India ni mame no ni kunu no young guys no. They had their brothers and 3 other friends. They went for loan all together to get as huge as about $50 million. And on the beto ombeji ownership of the school. And yen nipa bako, even though on you don't know having more equity and ownership. But nipa be se miensa kan mo ho a mo nyina ye India for e kan mo ho bo. Just think about it. School no mo no e wo because it's predominantly white people. Omo won kwara almost 250. Enti you dey yen cap no kra say 200. Na watchi bia no omo je $400 per child. 400 times 200 and a 400 times 200 population okay, now multiply that sikano, and I say for you to even make it simple, no, multiply 1,600 by 200 people. Your math, no. Now putting in the chat here 1,600 times 200 people. Multiply it and you see how much revenue it is. And then multiply it by the year. You see, they collaborated. India for they are Indians. They collaborated in Omababa Jesus school. No, They own it right now. It imagine loan on Mukwakoji, Momu bear 5 years, 10 years, they will finish paying it off. Other than a year before, why is it that it's so difficult for we Ghanaians specifically? Say you move be to me aji and what the crop say, you be collaborate your pushy bibia manako anim. We don't. All what we know how to do is to kill things. And therefore we want to be rich. When someone do something good, I be pushing no. Now you share that I'm what to tell chire and answer. You share that the baby, oh, Ghana near the year crana a mistake kakraba instead of say or best suggested corrections. Ama Ghana nino ayeno ye no. Na or no eshes actually no more say no. You mo be yahu be bebre. So me the lolly cash example. Or yet bibi krana or person logi in na say and kona se bibia. Obet me a frog cry did not watem pasa because a year Ghana ni na ye lolly cash. National or MoneyGram, no MoneyGram application in Yajuma. On to me cry and carry because now Jimuna e brunidi. Now, Bisa say, ask yourself this question. MoneyGram for no mahaya and whamo. Facebook, a Facebook, and Mazugabek, Cash App, a Cash App, a Square Bank for Beji 2. You can say Zil for Ghana, Zil, no, yeah, Bank of America for Bay Somu, getting ownership of it as a see Amana Biggie. One for no, for Moduma. And you're on one crop. India, Nia makers or Baba Tommy, me buy or Muskum, they're making millions. Young guy, 45 years, and then a group of people are my Baba toy. Neither she and they have started changing the stuff. India for Bebre Nasha Siabuba Baho. Omuti Chesunumbi. It's yet then a young gun of what all what we know is to kill it. And Mina may know ye. The Yana referee, I won't say. Say, Ususu Bonia. Bonina and money panho, a co wow. Once a woman nama will pay Jumaya when you're being. You just think about it yourself. Once I do pim pima will pay Jumaya. What unia gana ni be our year business be you can some bonifano. Sanka Obuano, who collaborated with that person. And if you join ventures together, Nanka utumi pushina, and can now share Jumayano, and can now baby share Jumay, unia be share Jumayano. And time when you can just pick up a phone call. Let me tell you, do you know the guy who helped DoorDash guy not to be who he is? Unim quite of us who connected to Mama Zugabe. And yeah, we don't read. One problem with us in our community is that unfortunately, we don't read, and therefore we take things BBBR, the Obibe can be an effort. And I'm saying, yeah, ranking can unfortunately, no, we become our own enemies. But yes, sir, let me tell you what happened. Okay, the DoorDash guy, when he made DoorDash, that time, not Uber Eats more. DoorDash just started not too long ago, but now we're underground. On one for the owner of DoorDash, you know, if you like go and read the story, yanking kind into we take things for granted. On one for no graduate school. Obuano, or yeah, DoorDash we no onya collaboration with him. As a matter of fact, that guy even gave him some small money to be able to pay for the system maintenance and all those. Sani panu hunipa any Magzugabe and a year connection man. And the Magzugabe and other people, potential investors, throw in money into DoorDash. And then Minuka said, DoorDash, just Google what is the net worth of DoorDash as a business. Oma hire over thousands of people. Why am I hire no abrofo? So if we want to be rich, it starts in our mind. Okay, Jesus in free baby mama ye ema me sikani say umpire no bema wa iskania and campaign wa born from 2022 you the infant crowd from 2020 I basing semre and can why ye. I'm just telling you the truth. You are not rich because you don't have good intention. You are not rich because you haven't had another change of mindset. It is a obiye at the par. Now why do you mono ama me ya wuntine o se okuno. Ama me ye wuntina o say no. Ufo a chire na kwatchro bad comment ofo akire na man krofo hu se ne de ne nye o African market wa akoye so kan African market baby akoto brode ne bayire ne na asefo ukọ honom no brode na ewo ho na ba ye kan say bayire na ewo no se ne osi fa ye denda na hruhri na ye ya wansan so anto awoda ne ho baye ne boye de mboa so se ne boye de enti wonto okay na so the same way no aduane na ka woton ukọ Chinese fo no ho ukọ hu bayire no ho ukọ Walmart ukọ the same pan no na wo no uhu ya na ofaye because Walmart ye broni de ukọ hu nia Ghana ni African shop and as an store no ukọ duru wonom no until so uduru Walmart and a Chinese for store no de no one can he ofaye na ukọ e how can unia Ghana ni no betmi anya bi ama bibia bam ama na ba ma wadwumayo. We are not rich because we kill the opportunities ourselves. I'm sure say so unia Ghana ni bi pa adwumayo na sanka obua Ghana ni se ni India fo boa mo ho no sanka obua Ghana ni se ni China fo boa mo ho no se ni e kan say native Indians e boa mo ho okrom ha no yenya bedi adanse yenya no mo hihye cha ya na territory o matiko ukọ mo stores na o ma fo mo nkrofo nko Chinese buffet ben na ukọ ya Ghana ni ye adwuma o. Tell me, put it in the chat. Chinese buffet ben na ukọ ya ukọ hu nyonko Ghana ni an African American be say o ye adwuma o. Tell me. Obekona ye China fo na ye adwuma o. Who made them sustain that business? Who made them to sustain that business? Now, so call unia you can say restaurant or Bronx, and I'll call DC, Maryland, uko drew on na nana de you can say banku na kitikiti bia $5 say, $2 say. Yeah. The reason why we are poor is because mentally we have been customized to be poor. And because of that, you know, it's resonating shishaye nipadian. The truth about what is that will be ho. It's in a platform where you see your knowledge, your power, and your growth. Nimdia obenyano. And no beboa my when you to me, ama when you nimdia, uti baby out here, you are dead. Bayana you move brain, you nim Indian, if you say any boss, yen guy, nene nama ye, minene, baunim because what we are seeing business ben and collaborate any only one owner. They collaborate. If you don't know, look at how the banks work. Other now call Wells Fargo. Percentage of more charge on Oba Bank of America is the same percentage. Have you guys thought about this? Some of these actual banks no is the same multiple owners no. Did you guys thought about that? You do not. Until we hear now, because collaboration creates opportunities. Planning with some people create opportunities. Yen die yenim planning. Dabi. Se Ghana ni nua betena se. Se omo planning ade bi se ombeye. Obuko odru fia na ne yire anani kuna ka kira. Na onim se a obetwi wadi. No, unko aye. Okay? It is the reason why we are not progressing. Yeti pim and all those. Look, I went to this conference in Dallas, Texas. It's all about fintech, money, business, and all those things. Now we could do one. Their registration to go in was $2,000. So we paid, we went in, and then the information they are sharing, they were not presenting it. Depending on group of team on Beputumu in, then they shared some information about financial wealth. Baby, I was intentionally even scouting out places. I was now Matina no Muko school to even help you to change your mindset. Now, so interestingly, no booklet or as information I gather because they have to give you something for you coming. Because the first thing they wrote in there is change the mindset. Your mindset equals how much you want to make. That is the first thing. As Sanka book a fan say chapter 1. Your motre and say, oh mindset. Sika dodo a pese unya. O mindset. Sika dodo a pese unya. Now me want that first bullet now say, hey, our mindset the massa. And unfortunately, no, table now meteso no. The people on the team now meteso no. Race a woman, India for me, no. China ni guy back. Abrofo be say 3, and then me kwa and another team, and then the person will come present and by so you open and no them no amount of information and all those. And to me be someone say adena omudi kind of mindset by no tie back to idea American or platform where so last week said the obesusu or wajimuno would determine what is coming will come to pass. The obesusu or wajimun na unya. It is a wahia. Eda would share wajimun so kwa juma na ubenya bino. You created the job and eventually you got the job. So whatever you want to make in this life, start in your brain. And you know, say, who feel say, obi biara obehu no ni niema a woya no I was say obonugu I was say intentionally no wo de unyansa kwan so obi wo hokra with this money transfer business here woman Ghana ni enye se ba kun yetumi a chi nipa be se 10 Ghana fo mo wo kurum ha Ghana fo mo wo ebi mo Virginia ebi mo New York ebi mo Ghana ni nipa betumi akọ transfer sika no okay o transfer sika no wie ye no na wasanso akọ friend bank say sika na o transfer ye na crofo no te ye no enye ono no yes a transfer no o penisika no back obe duedue mu no eya na ya mesere say omunnim say technology no ye mu bi ye use ena ye mu bi nso na ye technology na ye build ye just think about it again ye mu bi no phone kita ye use but we don't know say yemu bi no so we are the technology that you are using. It no fa oye transfer no wie na wakwa akofa wa friend bank say sika na ba no no ade akone Ghana na baby kro na waje ni sika na wie na Ghana ni asa so akwa akofa phone a friend bank ne say enye ono no oye transfer no nti ne bank no en create dispute emma no na onje sika no back na eya no mo represent oye transfer na we have a way to know say yawo and we have policies in place. And then who use Zelle, who use Cash App, who send this can we ya who send for bank and can't bank for no says Zelle now send it yanum free and a Cash App now send and a Venmo and a PayPal no I'll send it yanum free. But Ghana need the idea and a BB need the idea. You want to destroy it into what is can we no. Now, what's answer from bank saying you are killing yourself. I want to say, who are we? Yes, I don't know. There be other wouldn't be one's own progress in life. And your mindset determines how much money you are going to make. And as I say, so if you want to be billionaire, you have a different mindset. Billionaires don't think about part-to-part movement, smart way of making money from people. You look at your own circle. Look at how quick they want to make money. It's almost business investment be I did be almost this question 6 months. Now why you say no, it's a Ghana phone in suffer for you not tia guso. No matter because we want to be rich quick. But my culture say there's no shortcut to be wealthy. So there's no shortcut to that. There's no shortcut to that. So why it took Jeff Bezos about 12 to 15 years to be who he is. Okay? Over the life of Elon Musk, or the first Tesla cars, because now from it is most of them catch fire and all those because of say electric, or boka bebre. until he got to a point that so look at this man. So if you want to be a billionaire, have a billionaire mindset. But until say ubenya some mindset, you are going to remain poor. I'm telling you. Because the opposite way we are semubiano ejina wadwemu. Okay? Enyam pa ye dodo a obebo e na bema wa ye. Se pa ye dodo na ebebo ama ye aka Ghana ntise tie. Aka Ghana na ye free wo ba anom no. Aka ti say pa ye be na ye mo Ghana. Ghana ni o manya da bia ye kwa sorry from Monday to Sunday. Next year you're poor because our mindset doesn't work. Okay, we all want to be rich, but we don't have rich mindset. But be our bet na no determine environment. Environment na ultimo no. How much you want to make in a year. One who's on it get of one at the other. I'm asking you, there are some things that are very practical we are not paying attention to. One who's on it get of one at no. You don't find them. Why? Because the mindset you are in have to. It's now Silicon Valley, baby, California, Silicon Valley, baby, you will be able to understand that it takes group of people to meet. I went to California, Silicon Valley area. Obe on Facebook waha, na Google waha, na Twitter waha, na we waha, na we waha. Why are they all circulated at one point? Are they no money on one area? Because the mindset they have and their technology they have determines how much they want to make. Okay? It's na omoka say asikafuo no munye sika no mate omo akwa akotena ba na ka omo ntena yi omo ne wo a wonwe adwen papa no omo ne wo a wo susu bone ama wunua no omo ne wo a de wo hwehwa ne say wunua no business no bese no omo ne wo a wadwen pon nyina ne say ade we yengu no ne nyina yenye pe no omo no metena. Do you think they are going to be able to be who they are? No. It's no. So what? Even the black people now, then they move out of their own black community. It's yanano. Yakasa bebre. Almost asopa and just empty. But we are our own problems. But we are not thinking about how to be rich. The enemy say 5 to 9, 9 to 5 jumana. And one year bebonso because every day no until so be mesikano. We are not thinking outside the box. Obi wa Ghana ni bi wa you can even present a very good opportunity. Ewo nanim a wonim say bia anka obone homoden kakra he or she can push for you guys to be able to work together. Nesronya beka ho a ono free baby no beka ho na adwea ne say ne one CDB or the abana within 1 month no e was to me born times 10 na onye sika ne tentem de ko na se sana ye dia sanka ne omo sha ase no omo ye dada. To be worthy, to be rich, it takes time, it takes patience, it takes change of mindset. Etianano on this platform your knowledge, your power no Sunday the edija wa ne say so person uye understand how money works. Sikana open, understand how it works. If you understand how that money works, it becomes easier. Okay? Usika at that bank, 50,000 be at that bank, because in reality, no, 50,000, no, I buy number and say, I was said, bank no keep only 5,000 to her. The account training and the bank can use it to work. International, once a Bank of America. One more 50,000, and our savings be a 50,000 a day. Now, so quite a credit card and almost answer this as Kanama will be. Okay, it's just understand to be rich in this world and yet rocket science. To be worthy in this world, to be successful in this world, and yet then it's just about 2 or 3 things. The Edikani acquire of us to some opportunity acquire of us to embrace that opportunity. So the papa be look at this man where Ghana Zoom Lion. If you read about his story, on oko China kwa any other business. And on who say Chinese one who idea ya this is a I say keke type of wenumbi. And I'll be saying, hey, now the way crazy between your baby na Ghana, Google for me. Now I hire Crawford or master. That was how the whole thing started. Ope sika kakra di ye kakra di ba Ghana sha say almost sa gata moon running because obviously no ya ye ni ehuni we krum wadada. And now go just research about Zoom Lion. Zoom Lion is almost at every part of the Western world. Yes, I can say Western part of Africa. No, it's $1 million or $1 billion business. Okay, look at Nigeria, Dangote. All right, sometimes read about these people. Be interested to read about how did they started. It took time, patience, and pain. They have to go through so much pain. They have to go through so much disappointment. They have to go through so much but they sustained it. One idea can make you one idea can make you a millionaire. Yes. Though that guy, the say or deliver because he saw opportunity in what Uber Eats was doing. And then he is just 37 years old. 37 years old, young guy. Okay, so you have to understand. And your book, and your school, kwan a bit me ama ye. Degree no when ya understand how the money you are chasing works. Understand how say kakra obenyano ubet me dane no obi adwuma kakra wo ye no fasa sika no kakra na unya no fa ye wo de nti ukọ na adwuma no income na wunya free ne wonom no now the be so ye wo de kakra wo de bet me aye no se enye se wo de ye wo de foforo kra so obi de na obeboa no push ama na ye because if you have 100 people and then you all are making $1 billion, you are all millionaires. That's the mindset you have to understand. So unkwana ubie jumana so unkwana you make 100,000, you are not rich. But if you have multiple people namu namu kambom namu to me enya bese 1 billion, you are all millionaires. That is how the rich people think. That's how billionaires think. They collaborate. Ajuma bi eni ho a my research about them eye nipa ba kompe. Yes, the owner may have higher equity than all of them, but they are all just Google Facebook. How many people have invested in Facebook? Google Amazon. How many people have invested in Amazon? Okay, they believe in collaboration. India for a year, China for a year, you can say Hispanic for a year, Abro for a year. And then a year before the end to me, and I'm a Bonnie Kita. You cannot do anything. It will change your mindset. And then understand how money works. Now, it can help you a lot. So when you be who say mistake one friend on a catch so unia. I do a say a good pa but why mistake her? It no. I did yen say be a bit me and boy. So if you not say opportunity was no bet me invest now will be beer. Most of the people that invest in other businesses, they take the risk of going for loan. Obi wa amutumi omunyina kambo mbe nipa miensa na 9 no makambo makwa G a loan of $500,000 $1 million no mo dia kwa ye real estate business and an existing business be no mo dia shame no munyina epushi ama na ye de enimsa de enima ne se o se ye sai bibibia yetumi say ya ma ne bekan ye ho ya de no na ya se ne nyina on say ni nyina so no nkrofo adwuma na yegusu aye wo America ye da sorry o chira Monday wo America obekwa akwa chesi train and our da sorry abe meeting it say ye wo adwuma ka obe ye ho say just think about it. Okay, because sikano eni bebia sikano egu wompana no sikano gu akonwa no so sikano ewo nchen. The people around you are having the money you are looking for is around nipa na twa sika sikano nko bebia. But until you get that mindset to understand, say, you can change your own world. You can build your own money. No. it's not going to be easy. And yeah, the movie here. Now within the week, say ahoɔden to me ba yɛbɛsan so de another topic aba, and feel free to share the page, your knowledge, your power, and your growth Facebook page. My afoforɔ nso TV. You can share this message to other people. If you have questions, if you want to come on to the show or come on to the program and also collaborate, our next segment, it just a bit to me. I invite you amana wabaso. Tia damase. Now yen can say Lollycash na a boy chidom. Lollycash is a business ya bua SND sika both domestically and internationally. At the end of the day, you encourage say, o person send this guy use Lollycash. Who business be now person or be a third or website where any Lollycash phone come boom. You bet me about am receive payment. Okay, and then if you happen to be a church, oh yeah, sorry, sorry no mo offering GMO mo collection and as if one. Lollycash can help you here in the US, and so I'm aware to me use for church services. Now the chat to also say we event planner now be programs now program now by we don't take it in all those things. Lollycash can offer those services to you as well. Nti yemwo bua ya ho ya na ebetumi ama ye ho aye oko Amazon ekoto Amazon ni pade je version woman aye each and every time the same way na onyonko Ghana ni nso ye bibi na se utobia ebetumi aboa on se uda sorry ye wako indeed ekwakọ hwe ukwa hwe Amazon adwuma na obi ansom abrofonum ne America fonum nyina susom ama Amazon anye Amazon akebesi den akebesi den na watumi aye no dia oye no anase akebesi den na watumi akọ online say okwa hwe Amazon amanafa wadwuma. And once again, last but not least, one income do not make you rich.
Back door open.
Okay, one income doesn't make you rich.
Back door closed.
So you have to understand that. Say one income cannot. Just make sure you can add multiple jobs to your job. If you have some free time, emra tia kunyam and nunu beer and tia kunyam edeki obi to me jina phone so for hours. What do you call WhatsApp? Just go to your WhatsApp or your normal call log. From January to this time, how many hours have you spent talking on a phone on something that is not profitable? You've wasted so much time. On say August, you see, I can't be 4 or 5 months or so then. Nedi afina ko na wie. January the okachira wo ho no. The o share wo ho bono krampo no untumi ndi so yet. Okay? So let's make sure that sika ye hwe no ye ni bekoso na tumi aboa ye nyina. Ti ye jam no na the Lollycash commercial so FM. One quick announcement before say yebema yatiafu nyina akona weekends yi yakwa prepare for ochana no. Ye recruiting for a Lollycash Cupid connection. Now Lollycash Cupid connection no enye bibia say na yehu say Chrome hanom no sometimes unless online no finding a connection and finding love and all those things a little bit difficult. It's we have Lollycash connection now. We are recruiting 10 women, 10 men for them to meet in person, a reality show. I better record it. It will be to social media. It will be to Facebook, ne other places on social media. Single people are on between about finding love. And if you are interested, you can reach out to us. The application link na wafele. This time your first reality show na ewo hanom no. Ebesha here from Virginia DMV area to Maryland, Virginia DC areas no man. ubetumi aba. We are just looking for 10 people, 10 women, 10 men. We are not responsible for your status. Into Uber, fill application. No, now my say you are looking for love. We will try to help match you. It will be live. We will have it. Send your maker say yeah, and then people will see it, and then will be 10 women, 1 guy go through, 10 guys, one lady go through to find love. It's But on say if you are looking for that, just reach out. We will send it to you. And again, only 10 guys and 10 ladies. And so be releasing. So if you are interested, reach out and then let's add you to it as soon as possible. You better say now within the week, we will bring you another segment and continue to share the page and like the page as well.
Akuntanyo ko. Hey, boga one. Na Mr. Bofa bag kuntabiama. Anwari ke shobo to amu yi.
Me disika ni nyina egu Lollycash account no so.
Oh, you do.
Me be spread mu mamu zero. Me be anya afa na me ha me $100 be bregu me bag mu na yakobisa me sesika me de koye den ma load ni nyina egu me Lollycash account ni mu.
That's right.
Enti se me ba be di dwuma bia wo hanom a me tua free mu straight.
Hey, baby, a Lollycash app nedru no.
They just say wo dollars no egu wallet mu. Enso o twade wa Ghana hanom a. Ensese besides.
Sa pepepe. Ti se me kwa brochira me sika ni nyina no me load gu me Lollycash account no so. Abrochira baby a me wo bia no. Ade bia me pe bia me timi to. Na app no a convert sika no. Akọ country ni sika no so. Na me de adi me dwuma.
Inti America, Canada, and Europe countries na Lollycash app no so no. Sa
app na ngasa be convert akọ say American dollar, say Canadian dollar, say India for sika e bia app no convert mami. Enti transaction is simple kra.
Lollycash app no guy papa. Account na etisika no etem sa no entetew.
Debi Lollycash account there. Ye ntew say de ebi no ye no. Ulo di atwumu a bibia ni mu no ne ati bibi kakra. Me be wie no ma send bi aba momu. Na me de akontanso bi akon account mu ama no.
thank you.
Account hold my ink in ko. Enti obia and download the Lollycash app no e wo Google ana Apple Store. Number 1 start and send sika and mama busua for no nafo no e wa mono ne ba bia Lollycash
24/7 send sika. Abna good news we abo.
Enu nti wunye ntu kwan na na.
She enu kra na ebe ma kontu no aye simple kra.
Sa
Ani unim na me hwehwe app bia ebetumi amama send you sika straight into wallet. Abra even umomo wallet no krampo enya adwuma.
okay.
Na sounds here fast. Na eye available ewe nkro bi te se Canada, India, UK and Ghana hampo. Unim se de be ya metumi asend you sika semtu kwan na.
Na me ameni account for bank bi eye. Me momo no so nya adwuma o.
Hwe sister, dia konta e pa kire nyina ne say with Lollycash app no se wo momo ana wo bank account se wo ndi bie emu bia mpo no wo betumi asend sika asa receive sika from Ghana ha to amonone simple.
Lollycash
Ane Lollycash secure and convenient. Ewa QR code etutumi use e de send sika abra ehu hia say afna be ka obi phone numbers any bank account number bia utumi so e send sika from Lollycash account e de call bank account bia mu e wo biasa fana be bia
Akonta udi fuda se pa.